You can't be gay in Africa. You cannot. You cannot be gay in Nigeria. It is unacceptable. Hi, beautiful people. Welcome back. If it's your first time, my name is Talia Adewale, and this is DISBYDEM. Today, we're talking about sex education, season 4, which is the final season for the entire series. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when I post new videos. And let's just dive on into it. So I watched the entire thing. I was able to finish it in one day, actually. It was pretty fun. It flowed really nice. I would say that it was a better send-off than we've seen for past projects, especially with Netflix. So I wasn't mad at the send-off. I did, however, get confused a little bit because I wasn't sure if college meant the same thing in the UK as it means in Nigeria or in Canada. So I was very confused about that. I can't remember if they were done with high school in the last one or if their school just shut down. Their school definitely shut down, but I don't remember if it was their final year. Honestly, I can't remember. I was so grateful for the recap. I'm going to be speaking about the main characters and maybe some side characters that I actually did enjoy. But for the most part, that's all I'm going to be talking about. If it's a thing of whether you're watching it or not, I would say if you've seen the last 3 seasons, definitely watch this. It was a very good ending to the way like the whole thing began. It was a very good wrap up to everything that has been going on in the past 3 seasons. So let's start with Otis. I don't understand if Otis hasn't like lost his baby fat or if that's just his face. It's kind of like Haley Lou Richardson. He's gonna be one of those characters or one of those actors who will always look a certain age, no matter how old that they are. Because Otis always gives me baby face, no matter what he's in. I have liked his character development so far. Like I tell you guys, I tried to not think about 16, 17-year-olds having sex, and I'm able to get through the what's it called, the series. On that note, it's uncomfortable, but on the other hand, it's like this is what they're doing these days. This is what teens are doing. So if they can at least get some education that they're not getting at home, I guess I'm okay with it. But to be honest, it's like I'm gonna have that talk with my kids. We're gonna be talking about it, so it's not uncomfortable, it's not weird. So when the time comes, they make proper decisions and they don't look to shows like this or their friends for information, because we know how misleading it is. Like, let's be honest. Anyhow, Otis was fine. He was never my favorite character in Sex Education. I thought that he was fine, but he did always seem a little self-absorbed. For me, it was always a me kind of thing with Otis. So he wasn't really my favorite character ever in Sex Education, but I thought he was good. Maeve is studying in America, and they're switching between the US and the UK. Maeve is played by Emma Mackey, and I've seen her in other things. I really liked her in Death on the Nile because I'm an Agatha Christie stan. So, but I thought that she played that character really well. I thought that she was very, very captivating. She was also in something else. Oh, Barbie. She wasn't like a predominant character or anything, but she was in that and she was fine. Adam is back as well. He did not go to college with the rest of the gang. He decided to do an internship on a farm and try and deal with the loss of him and Eric breaking up. And I disliked Adam in the beginning, but I never hated Adam because I don't like bullies. But with Adam from the very beginning, like I could tell, I was like, there's something going on with this kid. There's something going on with this kid. You guys need to dig deeper. And it turns out that he just felt inadequate at home because his dad had made him feel less than a human being, basically, you know, always be berating. Like that was just what he had been through. So when it turned out that Adam was bisexual and he had hated that other side of himself, I was like, I get it. That's why. Like, I wasn't making excuses for the bully. I just felt like there was something going on, you know? So Adam kind of grew on me by the end. Adam does get closure in this. He gets to rebuild his family. His dad is a different person, working on himself, working on acceptance, you know. So I really, really loved that for him, because every child deserves a stable home. Not every child will get one, but if it's in your power to give it to your children, as a parent, it's your duty because they did not ask to be born. It is your duty to do that for your kids. So I was extremely happy that Adam had that and he got that stable family and he was able to rectify things with his dad. I thought that he deserved that, honestly, and I was very happy to see it. Let's talk about Eric. I was trying to save Eric for last, but I can't. I just love Eric. Nuti Gatwa is like the best. This character is my favorite character of all time. Eric's mannerisms, I could live watching Eric say or oatcake for the rest of my life and I would be happy. I just love him. I loved his character developments in season 1, 2, and 3, but season 4 took the cake for me. Him deciding to become a pastor and deciding to lead this flock of not accepted people and take them in as his own. I thought that it was genius. I always thought that I wanted to make a church, but I just wouldn't make a good pastor, I don't think. But I wanted to create a church that was all inclusive. Come as you are, no hate, no judgment. But I think what deterred me was the fact that politics always gets into it, and I hate politics. I hate it, and you can't micromanage every aspect of an organization like that. It will always leak in that somebody will have a prejudice somewhere down the aisle, and it's gonna seep in and just cause chaos. So it was sad when he came out to his church and they did not accept him, but I wasn't expecting them to. First of all, it's an African church. Like, you can't be gay in Africa. Let's just be honest. You cannot. And Eric is supposed to be Nigerian. You cannot be gay in Nigeria. It is unacceptable. So I did not think that they were going to accept him at all. But I love that he created his own tribe, his own family. He found a bunch of queer friends in this series or this season. And I absolutely love that for him, because as much as I like him and Otis, he's right. There are things that Otis will never understand about Eric's life. So I really like that for him. I thought that they were going to grow apart and it was going to be the end, which I didn't want, but I like that they were able to merge their entire circle together and form this, beautiful unit. Okay, let's talk about Jean, Otis's mom. And it was so sad that obviously her boyfriend from the other one, he left because he wasn't Joy's dad. And yeah, that was messed up. She goes through her own arc in this, and she has been the most the most seen parent in the entire series, obviously, because Otis is the main character. So I liked it for her. I like that she figured out herself. I like that they covered a bunch of topics which we will be talking about. Very sensitive topics were addressed in this season alone, and it was a lot, people. So we will be talking about that. Jean was fine. Jean did her thing. She always comes out on top, and I love that for her. Ruby. Oh, Ruby. Is it weird that I prefer Ruby for Otis? I don't like Maeve for Otis. I like Maeve, but I don't like Maeve for Otis. If I'm being honest, I did enjoy that they got to do their own thing. They experienced that. So it's never like the one that got away. It's like, okay, the one that just didn't work out and it wasn't meant to be. But I prefer Ruby for Otis, and Ruby loves Otis so much. So I don't know if it's something for them in the future. It just might be because both of them are staying in the town, but definitely prefer Ruby for Otis. Let me know if you're Team Ruby or Team Maeve, people, in the comment sections. Hit me up. Amy was definitely top 3 for me in sex education. I just loved it. It always seemed like whatever she said it came out sometimes as stupid, but I never thought that. I thought that she always looked at things from a different point of view. And I liked her sense of humor. I liked the way she processes things. It was so sad that she was sexually, abused on that bus. Like, I knew how she felt. Having been sexually abused myself, I feel like that's a predominant thing in Africa. A lot of kids were sexually abused. Yeah, so I definitely get where Amy was coming from. And I loved that whole aspect of healing and coming out of it and saying, no, you have no power over me. I am my own person, Love that for her. I like Amy. And then they do have some guest people. Mr. Malloy, who's played by Dan Levy, who turned out to be a dick. I love Dan Levy. Did not like this character for him at all. It was so bitchy. So juvenile, what he almost did to Maeve. I thought that was unfair, and I loved, when I say I loved with a capital L, I loved that she stood up to him and she told him, You are in a position where your words carry weight, and there will be people like me who haven't had parents telling them all their lives that they can be something, they are something, you can do whatever it is you set your mind to. Be careful with your words as a person in that much power. That was horrific, just because he was jealous. He asked her for the truth. She told him. And then he took it out on her. People can be so snippy, honestly. Mr. Malloy was a dick. Dan Levy is the best, though. So let's just move on. And then, Dodgy Mo. Did anyone catch that Dodgy Mo was Joffrey from the Game of Thrones? I was like, is Jack Gleason acting again? Because I had to pause. I was like, what the hell is Joffrey doing in here? And he looked the exact same. He didn't age. It was insane. That was kind of like a good cameo. Why are 17-year-olds so chaotic? I don't know that I was this chaotic when I was 17, but maybe I was and I just don't remember. I definitely was I thinking about sex when I was 17? Where was I when I was 17? Let's start there. That was in 2007. Okay, hell. Okay. That was in 2007. No, 2007, I was in my first year of university. Yes, no, I was not boy crazy then. I was in a very strict school, just trying to keep my head over water, trying to stay above the rules because you could get expelled for anything. So I was not boy crazy, no. So I was definitely a little chaotic because I was learning to be friends with girls. Grown up with boys all my life, so it was a new territory entirely, navigating female friendships. So that was what was like occupying my mind most of the time when I was 17. But these 17-year-olds were so chaotic. Every single thing that came out of their mouths, I was like, oh, that is not good. It was a lot. And like I said, they covered a whole range of sensitive issues going on right now. They talked about people with disability. They talked about Christianity, the church, and the queer society, self-actualization, suicide, abuse, depression, healing. Like, they covered everything. And honestly, with each topic that they brought up, I was very excited because awareness should be brought to these things. The one that really stuck out to me, all of them were really high on my list, but the one that stuck out to me was the suicide attempt, because Kyle tried to kill themselves because they were going through transition and having a hard time dealing with the after effects and not even the side effects, just the effects of testosterone and how things should be. Especially if you've never been on a journey, you don't know what to expect. And so Kyle was not dealing properly with it and eventually almost tried to kill themselves. And I'm of the opinion, this is just personal, I'm not trying to start a fight or anything, but I'm of the opinion that any changes to your body should be done after 18. Once you're 18, you can make those decisions for yourself because you're an adult. However, if teens are committing suicide, then there should be things in place for them to have to deal with this. There should be like counseling, a lot of help, and not everybody would get that, but I'm saying that something should be done. It is not right that teens are killing themselves because their transition journey is a lot more difficult and they don't have ways to deal with what is going on. Not everybody has a support system. So that really hit me hard and I was like, damn. But I really like that they covered a lot of stuff, especially with the depression, the abuse, the sexual abuse, especially with the ones that Amy went through, and then Jo, who is Jean's sister. It was a lot. They covered a lot of sensitive topics in this, and honestly, I applaud them because they did them personally. They did them well. They did them tactfully and compassionately. They really did, and they covered it all, ended it all with healing, self-actualization, and healing. It's like everybody coming into their own, realizing there was even physical abuse because Vivian went through that with Bo. And let's not even talk about Bo. Bo was a psycho in oh my god, Bo was such a psycho. But the empowerment of her standing up for herself, breaking up that relationship, not many people will do that. A lot of people will stay in that. But they did cover healing a lot in this, and I love that. Love that 100%. I think that more shows should bring awareness to stuff like this and should tell people, remind people that there is a way out. You are not alone. You can get through this. So no, Sex Education ended on a very high note for me. I'm not really sure what's going to happen to the gang, but I know that I loved the episode. I loved the season. I loved that Otis and Maeve, you know, figured out what they wear and then went their separate ways, because like I said, I don't really like Maeve for Otis. But I enjoyed it. So yeah, if you guys haven't seen it and you've been on the sex education journey with the first 3 seasons, definitely watch this. It is a season finale, so we're not getting any more after this, but I thought that they did it well. Yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when I post new videos, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!